At this time, let's transition over to the station rotation model. I think you're really going to like this one. So, what the station rotation model is, you can think of it first. Many of us have, we've been trained in the workshop model, and this has been a way of thinking. Now, if you're new to the district or if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about with the workshop model, Paula Goss has created a workshop model um, professional development opportunity that's on demand, and it's really good. I highly recommend it. But just a basic rundown with the workshop model, we know that it's broken up into sections, with the majority of the time focusing on student practice. And we have a mini lesson, we have that student practice time, either independent or partner practice or conferring or whatever. And then you have some catch and releases built into that time as well. And you have share and reflect time at the end. The station rotation model works perfectly for this style of teaching. So if you're already implementing this will be so smooth for you. Now, if you're not implementing the workshop model, I do highly recommend it, but it will also work for you as well. There's so many things that this can offer. So, what the station rotation model does, it takes the lesson and it breaks it into small stations, obviously, or it wouldn't have station in its name. So you can start off with that teacher led, and that's just another word for the mini lesson. Start off with a 10 to 15 minutes showing the students how to do whatever it is that you're doing for the day. It could be a drawing, it could be an exercise, or whatever. And I'm going to go into more depth of each of these in just a little bit. Then you have an online station. Maybe that one is where the students could go and learn about some music theory or find a song that they would like to sing or something like that. It could be like researching an artist, researching a musician, a collaborative offline station, and then maybe another online station. The beautiful thing about station rotation model is that you can have as many stations as you want, depending upon how much time you get with your students. I know that at the elementary level, you probably don't have a whole lot of time in between each station. And I'm going to focus on how to use minimal or minimum. No, minimal is the word I was looking for. A minimal amount of technology to make a huge impact, because I know that at the high school level, our students are one to one, and middle school level, they're all one to one with Chromebooks and they take them with them. And at the elementary level, you might not have that courtesy. So we will explore a few of those. Okay, so let's break it down into even more detail. That teacher led is the teacher providing that small lecture or instruction or modeling or whatever it is for the day. So you're giving them the mini lessons with instructions for the day's learning objective. And I know we have band and PE and art. That could be you modeling how to do whatever your learning target is for the day. Like for art, it could be you modeling a specific type of art strategy that you're expecting the students to use within whatever it is that they're drawing or creating for the day. Music, it could be you showing how to play an instrument or how to sing a song or whatever it is that you're wanting them to learn for the day. And the same thing would go for PE specifically, like a stretch or a specific exercise that the students are going to be doing. And of course, I love using video for this. And later on, I'm going to show you a strategy on how to pre-record your teacher-led stations in what's called an I do, we do, you do, where the students have a gradual release into their stations. Online stations are exactly what you're probably thinking. It's a chance for students to watch videos that apply to the day's learning objective. And they can, of course, they can watch the videos, they could read online, they could observe artwork, they could do anything online. And we're going to look at some specific examples of that in just a little bit. Some other activities that they can do. Remember, not everything has to be online. They can use these in person in small groups as they transition from station to station. But these learning activities build community and relationships. They can, you can have an lead interactive modeling session, and that's what we're going to focus on in just a little bit. As the students are working in their stations, it's going to give you as a teacher a chance to differentiate instruction for small groups. So as you walk around the room, you're going to be able to talk to those individual students or small groups of students that really need additional support. And then you can coach them along as they struggle or as they become bored. You can give them some enrichment activities there. It gives them a chance for guided practice and application. So they have the leader, you, the teacher, in the room. So if they have any questions, they can get those addressed before they go home for homework or they leave class for however long it is for your elementary people. I know you don't see them every day. But it also gives them the chance to have real-time conversations with their peers and have collaboration among ideas so they can work together to problem solve. And then as they are working, you can give them real-time feedback on work in progress. I know that is completely vital for those of you who are performance based because you want to make sure that they're playing their instrument correctly or that they're singing on key or that they're applying the correct paint to the correct part of the painting. So it's just going to give you a chance to work alongside of them. You can have as many collaborative online stations as you want. I really love Padlet for one of these. And if you don't know what Padlet is, I do have a Padlet session for PD, but really it's just those virtual post-it notes. However, you don't have to have it online. You could just use post-it notes regular as some chart paper or just a piece of white paper where the students go around and they look at the art pieces and they say, oh, okay, I really like this one. And they jot something down on a post-it note to where it made them, like whatever the art made them think of, they could annotate on a post-it note and stick it on that painting. Or you could have like 4 Chromebooks set up to where the students get to listen to a song. And on the post-it note, they get to jot down what they noticed about the rhythm or about how that song made them feel. Or if you have a PE activity, a stretch, the students can talk about maybe a time that they would use that to help them stretch a specific muscle or what cardiovascular activities can help them raise their heart rate. Like what do they make connections with to sports or to whatever. There's all kinds of things that you can collaborate with, and not everything has to be online. Post-it notes are one of my favorite things to use with students. And I kind of jumped ahead there, but being able to apply what they learned by creating a project or product or completing a formative assessment. So I know for you all, your products and formative assessments look a little different, but that could be them playing their instrument or producing an artwork of some kind. But also don't forget that you can always continue to use those Google Forms or paper formative assessments as well. And I know a lot of you probably already do this, but it can be group work. So here's an example. And remember, you don't have to do station rotation every day. It does not have to be an everyday, or a station rotation model can take a few days. It can take the students through 2 or 3 sessions to get through all of your stations. And as they continue to come back, they just pick up where they left off. And additionally, you can have as many stations as you want, but this is just a small example. Station 1, the students are listening to you. You're reflecting on a specific assignment, and then maybe they can engage in a self-assessment activity, a pre-assessment, self-assessment activity, and then you can provide feedback on the learning this week. In station 2, the students are self-paced work. They're working individually, doing some research. Station 3, maybe an offline reading, writing, or spiral practice. And Station 4, self-paced work on a choice board, online or offline. I have just a graphic organizer that I'm going to put on our site that you're watching these videos. It's going to have you make a copy. You can click on it and it will take you to the page where the station rotation model is. And if you need more boxes, feel free to print off more than one copy. You can edit this too, and it'll be your copy to make changes to, and anything that you do will not affect others. The next video is going to show you an example of a station rotation model in practice.